Got a little bit to say here, so I hope you're in the mood for a therapy session. Welcome back to an all-new episode here at Let's Talk Lions. My name is Jay. Let's figure out something together, shall we? What are we doing? All right, first and foremost, because I am a fan of football in general, not just the Lions, but the game as a whole. I don't know if you saw Bills-Chiefs yesterday, but Mahomes crying about the penalty. I'm sorry, buddy, but it was the right call. Kadarius Toney was lined up in the neutral zone like half a foot ahead of the football. I don't care that it was a pretty play by a future Hall of Famer. Get over it. It was the right call. So don't just sit there and cry about the officiating. I really think that it's Mahomes and the boiled over frustration of actually bad officiating the week before against the Packers coming into this game, and then you have this shot with a minute left. It's beautiful. It's a incredible play by Travis Kelce to Toney, and you end up losing, and the frustration is just boiled over. But to then get in the presser, like, go look at the film, man. Kadarius Toney, that is a penalty whether you like it or not. And the refs bailed you out against the Jets, so pick a side. Love them or hate them, because they did the right thing. And you lost, and that's the end. Which leads me into this Lions game. That would be like me sitting here telling you because of the no call on Justin Fields' intentional grounding, that's why we lost. That's what I would be doing if I was pulling a Patty Mahomes right now. Because quite frankly, nobody agrees with Patrick Mahomes except for him, his coach, and any Chiefs fan who doesn't know a dang on thing about football. That's just the truth. So that would be like me sitting here looking at you as a Lions fan in the eyes and saying something as far-fetched as, well, because of that no-call intentional grounding, that's why we lost the game. It isn't. Was it a terrible call by the official? Yeah, absolutely. And by a terrible call, I mean a terrible no call? Yeah. Did it lead to a TD immediately after? Yes, it did. Did the momentum shift? Yeah. I would say so. But it doesn't matter because there we were tied at 13s and our offense stalled out once again. After that LA Chargers game, I don't know what has happened, but our offense has stalled. 13-28, we don't put up a point in the second half. You know, you have that moment where the no call is Justin Fields. According to the rule book, it was intentional grounding. He rips it into the ground. There is no receiver nearby. They put up a TD, followed by the botched snap that turns into a fumble recovered by the Bears. They put up another 7. Like, everything started going wrong. Offensively, we didn't exist. Like, our run game was our best aspect, and that's where I thought the game was going to be won, was on the ground. It had to be. It wasn't going to be in the air. I hate that the narrative regarding Goff is he is no bueno in weather, but he hasn't really done anything to prove to me otherwise that he is good in bad weather. And here was just another weird example. And Amon Ra St Brown had easily his worst day as a Lion. Now, I'll say this. St. Brown's been with us for, 3 years, and he's never had a showing like that. So, I don't hold it against St. Brown at all. You're allowed a bad day. But then, on top of that, you have Goff being unable to connect with anybody, underthrowing J-Mo by a million miles. Like, when it comes to J-Mo, I think it's as simple as this. You say, I throw it as friggin' far as I can. As far as I can. I am going to overthrow you, J-Mo. Go get it. That's all. Go get it. Like, however far you think you need to throw to J-Mo, just give it 15 more and let the boy catch up to it. Because he probably will. Guys, we're sitting at 9-4 at this point. The Raiders did us no favors by losing 3-0 to a terrible Minnesota team. Now, I think there's a lot that could be said of where do we go from here? What is the trajectory? What's going to happen? One thing we do know about the Lions, about this Lions team, is after an ugly loss, they usually bounce back. But we have stalled out over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Offensively, we can't seem to get a rhythm and get it going and just keep it moving. Defensively, man, even if we win the division and we get into this playoff, I was calling, hey, we go 11-6, we win the division, we win our first playoff game. At this point, I think we go 11-6, we win the division, but I don't know if we win a first playoff game because defensively, we can't seem to, we can't do anything. Man-to-man ain't working. Zone ain't working. Nothing's working. Nothing's working. And man-to-man's really pissing me off because I'm like, that's where I feel like we've had our best shot, and we're still just not shutting it down. Still not shutting it down. I don't know, dude. We have to utilize J-Mo more. The fact that he only got one real look and the ball was underthrown to him, I hate. Let's use him. Let's use him more. We have to. I guess I'm just worried at this point, looking at 9-4. You got the Vikings at 7-6, and the Vikings are not a threat. I really don't think so. They won 3-0. I think we smack them twice, which will get us the division, if I am correct. But I would like to actually win with some dominance here. I actually like to win this division with dominance. The Packers are coming up. They're on the up and up. They play a bad Giants team. They have a very easy schedule, but it is football. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. But they have a very easy schedule on the way out. And you play the Packers in the playoffs. Heck, man, there is no guaranteed first playoff game for the Lions at this point the way we're playing. We started out this season hot. And it kind of reminds me of the year the Arizona Cardinals started out really hot, like 4 years ago. It might have been their first or second year with Kyler. They started out extremely hot. They were like 8-1, and then they just they make it to the playoffs, but they pitter-pattered out, didn't make it past the game. Like, that's kind of what I'm seeing is this, hey, this team is up. It's on the up and up. They haven't been good for a while. We've never been good ever. And all of a sudden, we're pitter-pattering out. You can't. One thing that I don't want to be taken away from the Bears, because even when we played them the first time, where there's Justin Fields, there's a way. And the Bears are actually, like, coming into this year, I was like, yeah, they're not going to the playoffs this year, but next year with 1 to 3 more solid key pieces, probably 3 more key pieces, they're going to be a good ball club. And they're showing that. They're showing that right now. Like, they're pretty good. So even they play the Packers again, and I'm like, Bears, I'd probably pick the Bears, seeing what they can do. That defense is solid. But like offensively, we stalled out. We asked our defense to do way too much. And honestly, I think our defense did a pretty dang good job. Should have been 21-13. Heck, man. That game should have looked a lot different, and we just blew it. Coach said it. We had no discipline. And now we come home to take on a 7-6 hot Denver Broncos team. I don't like that. I don't like that it's Dan Campbell versus his predecessor, his old mentor, his coach, Sean Payton. Don't like it. We desperately need to put up a W this Saturday. I will be at the game. And I'm just like, I'm pretty worried that we are stalling out. Like, have you seen Dunkirk? Remember Tom Hardy's plane at the end of the movie when the gas, spoiler alert, but the gas runs out and he just stalls, flies. It's a beautiful scene. If you haven't seen Dunkirk, what are you doing? I don't know, man. Goff with the interceptions is driving me nuts. We were able to shut down Justin Fields in the run game after that first quarter. And going into the half, I was like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty confident. And then everything fell apart. We can't have third quarters where we just don't produce. And now that's become this stigma. Now that's become this thing where we go into it and you got to wonder, the players got to be like, well, okay, here we go. Third quarter. Let's get the juice. Let's get something going. And then we don't again and again and again and again. And you can't expect to get to the playoffs and beat San Francisco, Dallas, Philly, heck, the Packers, the Rams. Like, at this point, man, guys, we are stalling out. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I'm not hitting panic mode just yet. If we lose to Denver, it might be Panic at the Disco. So, drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know. And let me be the therapist for you at this point, because here, you have been it for me. You have been my sounding board. So, hey, type those keys. Like little angry people. I don't know, man.